I was going to do a little reading, make this a slicker presentation, more informed, but I thought, why start now? But I was talking about adding the lime. You guys remember, if you've looked at this, to the pond. And when I sent the soil samples off, NC State last September, they came back 5.3 or 5.0, which is pathetic. And they say in an unlimed pond, the water pH, the average water pH, closely monitors the soil, or mirrors, the soil pH. 5 is horrible. Bass can barely reproduce at 5, so I think that was probably at least 50 to 70% of my problem here. That and the overcrowding. Should have checked that first. Didn't think about it before I did anything. I should have checked that and corrected it. All right, well, I checked it. 5.0. Didn't check the water, which was dumb, but I checked the soil. 5.0. It's sent to NC State. They recommended 1.7 tons per acre of lime, of agricultural lime, into the pond. Agricultural lime is less caustic to fish. It's got a 1.6, 1.7 acre pond. 1.7 tons of lime is like roughly 5,500 pounds, I believe. I got almost like 950 pounds of lime. Took it around the periphery. I'm saying it twice because when I flip views sometimes it lags. But brought it around the periphery, walked around, just shoveled it in by hand. It took a while. I'm a wuss, I know. And I thought, this is for the birds. It's got to be an easier way. So I looked up. There was something called Calcis by BioSafe Systems, I believe it was. Ordered some from Natural Waterscapes or whatever. The 10 gallons of the Calcis was supposed to be equal to roughly 4,000 pounds of lime. So I was like, hey, this is great. I'll just use the Calcis liquid. It'll be easier. And it was. But it's not worth the crap. I think that's just kind of... I mean, if people are using it for what I'm using it for, to increase the pH and the alkalinity, I think it's crap. I don't think it's worth the money. It's not worth the time. Don't buy it. Because when I got my levels back from NC State, I did another soil test. I know not the water yet, but I did another soil test. It came up 5.3, which is still horrible. It's in the right direction, but it's horrible. I thought maybe the Calcis didn't work, and I did the math. I mean, I haven't had Chem 21 in a while, so I didn't do the really high up math, or I could have remembered how to do it, but I just didn't. I did it in ratios. It's probably logarithmic, and the ratios don't work, but I did it in ratios. If they were telling me to get 5,400 pounds of lime in this bad boy, and I only got 950 of regular lime and 10 gallons of Calcis, if you just take the regular lime, it should have come up about 0.3. Well, what it come up? 0.3. So I don't think the Calcis worked. I could be wrong. I'm not a biologist. I haven't done the work. I don't have time to do the work. I work a full-time job. I like to fish. I like to go to the gym. I got a family. But I don't think the Calcis worked for what I was using it for. I think it's a waste of money. So I had a few bags of AG lime left, like 9 bags. Came out, put it in my little boat. Went out there more towards the middle, interior of the pond. Shoveled it myself from the boat. And crap, it was easier than doing it around the periphery. So I'm either going to do that myself, which will take forever. The other option, Southern States said that they will come out, charge me a fee, a spreading fee, and they will come out and put the lime in the pond for me. My problem, I don't think they have room to get in there. I would have to take the posts up, which, I mean, probably can do. Father-in-law would have to move that goat shed and some stuff. But he builds stuff like Fort Knox. He's probably got it rebarred. Might be a pain. I'll ask him. So either I'm going to get Southern States, or I'm just going to, maybe 1,000 pounds at the time, 500 to 1,000 pounds at a time. I'm going to come out, do this myself, try to spread it as good as I can. Also, I did check the water. I'm just not big on checking the water because the pH varies throughout the day. I think in the morning, you guys will roast me on this, but I had the chart. That's what I should have read to make this more, scientific. I think it's lower in the morning and lower at night. But anyway, I checked it. It's about 4:30. It should be kind of high. I'll have to check, make sure I'm not wrong. Don't yell at me. pH looked like it's a 6. I hate those little cards. I used the little testing kit I got on Amazon. I'll show you guys. Pond Master Test Kit. Ordered this on Amazon. It's like 30 bucks. I just don't like not knowing exactly what it is and going by a chart. According to that, it was 6. Now I'm looking at it, looks like maybe a 6.5. I don't like not having the actual figure. I think I may, I've wasted all this money so far. I think I may get a digital reader just to know exactly what the pH is, because 6.5 is a big difference between 6.5 and 6. Also, I checked the alkalinity. I'll put that up there so you can see it. With this GH and KH test kit from API. Had to order that from Chewy. I guess if people doing aquariums or whatever. The alkalinity came up very low. It's like the lowest one, which it's under 20. So the KH is equivalent to alkalinity, in case you didn't know, I believe. So alkalinity is under 20. I mean, it's probably 0 or 5 or 10, whatever. So that needs to be fixed. So that's why I need more lime also. The alkalinity keeps the swings from happening. The pH in the pond can range all day. You want the average to be good. And the alkalinity keeps the swings, keeps it more on an even keel. If you keep the pH in a desirable state and you can keep the alkalinity high where it's in an even keel, my theory, and I guess the right thing, is that the fish will have just better conditions to grow all the time. Like the Florida bass have a longer growing season. The fish will have a longer time period during the day where they can grow better. There's a couple other things I was going to say. That's why I should have written this down. One thing, this is unrelated. Well, it's related, not to the pH and alkalinity. Its water's kind of clear now, even after some rain. You can see my boat ramp is kind of jumbled up in the middle, but I checked it out there with my boat. It turned out pretty well. It's cured. I wish the bags would rot away completely. I kind of cut some of them off. I think it's at least 4 or 5 feet deep, so that's sweet. I should catch a fish off of that if there's any fish in there. Come wintertime, springtime. What else was I going to say to you guys? Something about the alkalinity, measuring the pH. I know I'll remember this as soon as I post this video. But anyway, so I'm hoping to get this stuff going. I haven't seen any signs of an otter. Oh yeah, now I remember. Short term, by half-assing this, I didn't know I half-assed it, but I half-assed it with the Calcis. Short term, I made this situation worse, because there's a study that says, and I actually looked at this, I didn't read the study, but I saw blurbs of it. There's a study in a North Carolina farm pond where if you have an algal bloom, which I did have a bloom from the lime, I do believe, I think it's variable leaf pondweed. It always screws me up. From March to like September, it sort of died off in September and went dormant. If you have a bloom and the pH in the pond's under 6, that's even harder on the fish. So the average pH in the pond is probably less than 6. I mean, it says it's 6 over there, but I don't think that's average. So I think it's even 30 or 40% less growth. So I went in the right direction, but I got it in no man's land where I've increased the pH a little, plant growth, and it actually is harder on the fish when it dies off. Great. So it's just something to learn all the time. So I read my chart wrong. Out there in the sun I couldn't see, and I was just stupid. The pH looks like it's between 6.5 and 7, which is much better. Much better. I still wonder if I should get a digital one, because I don't like the guesswork. 6.5 to 7 is pretty good if that was an average. I'm gonna have to check it more often. I don't, like I said, it goes up and down at this time of day, or at the time of day I took it, it'll probably a little higher than typical. I believe. I'll have to check. I'll have to look at the chart. But if it's a 6.5 to 7, so 6.7-ish, not bad. I may not have to add as much lime as I thought, but the alkalinity is still really low. So if anybody knows and can advise me, chime in.